Had a good friend of mine just reach out to me and ask me, even in just a simple, very text message, Kobe, what are you going to do for Black Lives Matter? And it caught me. It caught me off guard because I was confused. I did not know where this was coming from for a lot of reasons. One, I don't do social media. There is no Kobe TikTok. And no Kobe Instagram. I legitimately don't have social media. We have social media for the shows that I largely don't control a lot of, so enter Corey. I don't have cable, so Fox News isn't on my TV on purpose or accident, probably ever. And we're in a quarantine. I tried to follow that quarantine to the letter of the law, and I stayed in my house. So when I got this message from this friend, we were about a week past what happened with George Floyd. Just think about where we were as a country when we were a week past George Floyd. I was just discovering that all after that moment. I had no idea about riots. I had no idea about any of those things. And that, I mean, 1,000,000% falls on me just from know-how and research and needing to learn. But I don't mind. I took it then upon myself to learn something, to try and see what I can educate myself with and see how I could actually answer my friend's question. What can I do for Black Lives Matter? And here's what I think I've come up with. I have spent 11 years putting my blood, sweat, and tears into this league to try and get this league into every school, in every high school in the city, the district, and the state. I put legitimately from the day school starts till it goes out in summer, 60+ hours a week into this league. And I've never gotten paid a penny in 11 years for this. I fight for this league because of the impact that it has on every single person with the smallest to the biggest roles in this league that it has. I fight for this league so that someone from a Pahrump an hour away has a reason to make a trip in a quarantine to come and be a part of something so special that it could have an impact on their lives. So how can I help Black Lives Matter? And I have come up with three thoughts and ideas. And one of the clarifications are that there was a day that happened apparently where companies and businesses were making announcements and posts and saying, we stand with Black Lives Matter. They were putting their statements for their positions for their companies out there. And I missed that day because I was already behind schedule. But even missing that day, I wasn't upset because that's not my style. My style isn't a letter on a website. My style is bigger and better. If you've ever known anyone who's had improv, they haven't had this experience. They don't know what it's like to feel what you all feel in this league, and that's why I push for it so hard. Because one day, you all are going to be our next police officers. You are going to be our next teachers, our next politicians. You will be the ones controlling these things, and it breaks my heart that there's only been 11 years of people that have that benefit. There now needs to be more, as I talked about with Eva. There needs to be more. And I have no problem putting in more, zero whatsoever. So yes, statement number one is I would be an absolute dummy with the state of how this league works, how we stand up on stage with who are supposed to be our opponents, hand in hand, passionately, laughing, making friends, accepting one another. I would be a dummy not to unequivocally, that's a word, to completely and utterly stand with Black Lives Matter, but to take that a step further and say, I will make sure that this gets in every single school in this city and state to where we change the way that it's being done because of the impact you can have as you grow older and what you can do for this world. But here's in my big Kobe idea brain, third thing that I want to do, which I'm not mad I didn't think of this before this movement became so passionate and existent. I'm not mad at all. I'm happy that this happened to allow me to come up with this idea. But I am personally, starting tomorrow, going to go, and I should back that up, I'm sorry. Yes, I don't make a penny off of this, but the other, 3 hours I have of my life to donate, I have to find a way to make a living. So I do corporate work, I do professional shows, I do training and communication and inspirational speaking and keynotes and those kind of things. So I personally, starting tomorrow, am going to start attempting to put something together for local law enforcement so I can give them what they missed out on with the experience and the impacts of this league. It's not their fault that they missed this experience, but we can all, everyone in the world can stand to benefit from the little tiny nuances of just saying yes and to somebody. And how beautiful that is. How insanely beautiful that is. And parents, if that is not a note that you know yet, let your student representative try and tell you what yes and is, and make me proud, guys. So I hope I've answered my friend's question, and I hope that this is my official statement to put out there in the world along with everyone else via video on the most beautiful day that we celebrate every year. And gosh, it would have been sooner if coronavirus didn't keep pushing us back. Thank you for crowding into this room, allowing me to go over time and to cry and to give you 1.5 surprises. But I hope I can keep giving to you just as much as you give to me, because you are my payment. I don't need the money for this. I need these moments and memories you create for yourself. That's all the currency I need in the world for this.